And so I'm just having a thrilling good time this morning. It's going to get even better. I'm just so thankful for these wonderful programs like Tanya Love and all the marvelous ideas we get from 'em. I'm going to let her give me some more and raise me up a little bit higher and keep that ascension going. I mean, keep that excitement going. Let's get her going and uh, see what wonderful things that she's going to come up with today.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Tanya Love Show. Hope you guys are all having a fabulous weekend. Up here in Vancouver, Washington, is like in the 80s, so it feels to me like summer today. It's fabulously beautiful and warm and sunny with lots of pollen, so my eyes might look a little tired. That's why. Little pollen going on. I want to take a second just to remind any of you guys that are tuning in live, if you want to go log in, if you're on a computer and you'd like to join us in the chat, you can ask questions or share your comments. So take a moment just to go log in on the live chat with your name or nickname. And any of you that would like to call in, if you want to ask me a question personally, the number is 919-518-9773. So you can call in if you'd like as well. So let's see today. This past week, I kind of was processing yesterday, like, what am I going to talk about tomorrow? And I just went on a walk and I came back and was meditating and just feeling it. And what I'm getting is this theme that's happened in my life for the last week. And it's not just been in my personal life, but in my clients' lives. And I've just been observing this pattern this past week. For one thing, I'm going to talk a little bit about the ascension symptoms that are going on and that there's more energetics playing out at this time. And some of you that are very sensitive, we're all different levels of how much we're affected by different energies. And a lot of empaths and sensitives are really greatly affected by shifting frequencies in the electromagnetic field when we're having solar flares and when there's more gamma rays coming in and affecting the planet, it actually can affect us. And I personally, this past week, there was a few days, I can always feel it now when it's happening, because I'll kind of feel like everything around me just looks wavy and I feel a little dizzy and not as grounded. And it can, for some people, it can make you get kind of a little bit of a headache or like a little lightning storm in your head. Is the way I describe it. And sometimes that can even affect the other parts of your body, like achiness, tiredness. What I would encourage any of you to do if you're experiencing that is just, if you're able to pull away and go and just lay down and be, I would really encourage you to do that. And just tune in with your team, because I'll tune in with my soul team, and I'll just be asking my guides, my angels, like, hey guys, what's going on? Give me some information and can you help me stabilize my energy field? And I will get dialogue coming back in consciousness, like, yes, sweet one, you're experiencing, you're experiencing the effects of the incoming rays or gamma rays, or the electromagnetic energies are affecting you. And so they'll kind of explain it to me. And then whenever I go check it later, I'll go check, on the computer and kind of search that and see what's going on. And every time it's confirmed what's going on is exactly what my guides tell me. And also it's what's causing a lot of the earthquakes on the planet right now. A lot of these shifts in these electromagnetic storms actually create shifts in weather patterns as well. So if we think about it, if it's affecting the planet and it can create an earthquake and it can create all these shifts in weather, it's affecting us. And so if we're feeling a little overwhelmed or more anxious, I encourage you to go and just reconnect very consciously with your source and just get yourself back into a place of ease and being receptive so that you can receive the frequencies of light. This energy is kind of like, think of it as like electricity that's coming in, and we want to stay open to receiving it. Rather than if we're trying to pinch it off, it kind of creates more tension in our own energy field. And for me, it helps me a lot when I consciously just open up to receive and anchor the frequencies. So just a little reminder about that, because some of you might be experiencing that as well with me. And it may lead you to feeling more fatigued and tired. So remember, like what I teach in yoga is there's the yin and the yang of everything in life, and the divine masculine, the divine feminine are equally important. And sometimes, we have to really be mindful of, are we still in that pattern of over emphasizing and over celebrating the masculine to where we think we have to be constantly busy and in action to be worthy, or are we actually comfortable with just being and receiving, because that's also equally as important and powerful. So just a reminder on that. And if any of you guys have questions about that, feel free to write them in, or if you're experiencing things and you want to share, I welcome you to share that. One of the things today before the show, I'm going to be talking about how important it is that we show up authentically. And this has been kind of the theme this week, the challenge. I've had clients that have been going through this, and I've personally been challenged by it, by people around me, of just this tendency to, feel like people around me want to try to push you into conforming to their will, or silencing you, or, kind of like suffocating you, causing you to submit your energy, your power. And I was recently talking with a client, and I'm going to share a card that I felt inspired to share with everyone that was really powerful, a crystal healing card. But in this, when we actually are feeling drained, and like when we say people are taking our power, what's really going on there is we are giving it out. We are giving our power away. We're surrendering it over. And we can be tested by this in a lot of different ways. It could be with coworkers. It could be with our family at home. It could be with loved ones.
This is just really marvelous.
Whoever comes along. If there's people coming and they're trying to challenge and take away your energy, really the only way they can succeed at that is if you give it to them. And a big part of what I feel is important is that as light workers, that we step in and we really embody our power and our light, our divinity. And we're not here trying to say things just to get popular, or saying things to get attention, saying things to get followers. There's people that can do this, and I see that. But it's not really the path to fulfillment and happiness. And so if we really look at it very simply in our life, that every moment we're given an opportunity to just show up and be authentically us.
Yes, you're
really
right.
Express our heartfelt truth, to really let the world know who we are, to show the world who we are.
Right.
This is the ultimate gift that each of us have to give the world. And so many of us are denying that daily by withholding our truth, withholding our own personality, our own unique perspective, and just being sheep and just being silenced and submitting and conforming to others that, really strongly would like to control your energy. And I just feel like we're at this place with all these, inflowing frequencies and new energy waves where for me, it feels like it's really getting more illuminated. Like in every way, we are illuminating the planet and we're illuminating our own lives. And it's not to cause you pain or suffering, but it's really to shine the light on things that are no longer serving you, behaviors that have never really been good for you, ways of looking at life. Like if we're looking at our life in a perspective of limitation, and we're looking at our life in a victim consciousness, let's say, it's not serving you, and it's going to be more and more intense if you keep submitting and conforming and denying your own power. And so the way I look at it is, why would we want to wait another moment to show the world who we truly are? Now, in my own life, I can tell you that I do understand why many of you are silent. I understand why many of you don't tell the world the truth, why many of you don't even tell yourself the truth. Like, we'll even get so good at lying that we'll lie to ourselves. We'll lie to ourselves about different situations. We'll lie to people around us. I mean, we deny our own divinity, so why not deny everything with other people? And the thing is that I know this will never help us to feel better, and it's never going to help us, heal external energies as well. We're not going to have a more balanced, harmonious planet, let's say, if we're not in balance and harmony within. And so this is very important, and it starts inside. It starts as an inside job, and it's going to reflect that balance in your outside world. And so really, it's important that each of us stop being afraid. I think if we just get really simple, it's kind of like a time to where we either consciously know, okay, I'm just going to keep staying in a place where I feed my ego, meaning the egoic part of yourself, the wounded child aspects of yourself, the unconscious parts of self. That's what I mean by when I say egoic. So there's always, like, as our individual selves, we have the ego identity as far as, like, in the water, in the ocean of life, the droplet that is showing up on the show is named Tanya Love, for example. So I have that identity, but to become egoic and just be consumed by ego means that it's all about the fear. It's all about the control. It's all about, I need to get to some destination. And so I'll play games, or I'll let people play games with me. Now, if we don't participate in that and we're authentic, we're one with our source, we know who we are, we love ourselves, we love others, we can speak from truth. And I feel like so many of you, when you do deny truth, it's because you're so afraid of actually speaking truth because you're so conditioned and used to lying. And it's like almost like when someone comes along that's a truth teller, a messenger of truth, those people get shamed and criticized because how dare you speak truth? Because the world is so conditioned against it.
Right.
And so people will actually project shame on light workers. And I say a light worker, meaning you're the one bringing the light. The ones who bring that will often be shamed for it because the ones who live in the shadow don't like that light. They don't like to actually look at their stuff. They don't want somebody challenging them. But the thing is the only way we're going to shift things as a collective group is if we start individually being aware and awake about our own energy and our own choices. Are we in ego, or are we in alignment? Are we one with our source? Are we trusting that there's enough? Are we in unity consciousness, or are we in separation consciousness? Are we playing out the victim, or are we playing the victimizer? And if we're trying to control people's energy around us, it's a really quick way to tell that you're in ego. Because if you're truly in alignment, you don't need to control everyone around you. You're more tuned into how to stay in alignment and stay in space of control within. Meaning, I know I could lose my shit on somebody because they weren't nice to me, or I could stay calm and centered, observe what they're doing, and then speak with clarity, love, and compassion of what that feels like to me. So I express my truth, but I don't hold it in until it erupts. And I feel like that's a big part of the game that we're all needing to clear collectively, is this energy of being passive and aggressive. We kind of hang out between the two polarities of passive and aggressive. And what we want to do is go back to that center place where we can just, as things occur, we express what our truth is about them. As someone comes and they're mean to us, or they're hateful and they're, not patient, we can just be kind and say, hey, there's no need to speak to me in that tone. Like, you could say that kind. Could you please speak to me with kindness? I do deserve it. And it's like little gentle ways we nudge people to be awake, first of all, to the fact that they lost their alignment. They were projecting and kind of shaming us. But we have, we each have this ability to stay in the middle and to stay in our center, or we can go to the passive and aggressive polarities. And that's what I observe a lot of humans playing with. And it's nothing to shame yourself with. It's just something to be aware of, that that's the conditioning. We've been raised in that, and it creates a lot of drama. So if there's something that arises, let's say in a family situation, and there's no expression of truth about it, and it's passive, we just are passive about it, we bite our tongue, we don't express how it really makes us feel, And then we do that long enough, and then one little thing will happen, and we're going to